Okay. Is this audio output capture? Yeah. Oh, it's gonna double up on me. That's not cool. Okay. Let's turn this way down. Yeah. Turn that. Actually, nah. I don't know. It's just gonna do that, I guess. But okay. I'm actually gonna go ahead and let me check the audio coming through. Let me check the audio coming through. Let me check the. Um. Do 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 do. Hello. Okay, there we go. I got it fixed. Cool. Okay, yeah, I've been laughing at little jokes that Contra does like this. The stream freaked out on me, so I had to reset. It's okay, we're back. And then the beats. I love the beats. These are fire. True. That's a truer. Right there. Let me get that in some chat right now. Absolutely. Are you ready for this? Don't don't listen if you have problems with dark fantasies. You shouldn't listen to this. I promise you, you don't want to hear it. It's if you're queasy, don't listen to this. This is fucking hot ass take. Bad dark fantasies, you know? Case in point. If you perceive somebody as a woman, then and they perceive themselves as a woman, then they're a woman. Yep. Trans women are women. Trans rights. Yep. That's true. Like straight up, that is true. God damn it, the bitch. Don't do that to me, Contra. uh, some of the dumbest shit. This, yeah, that is true. A lot of people do comment that. Um, which is inaccurate, just factually. So, if you ever catch yourself talking to a trans woman and you want to call them a man in a wig, you should probably stop because you're going to be A, wrong, B, ratioed, B, probably laughed at, and C, who knows what. Now this, yeah, this is the section right here that I think a lot of people need to see. True. Um, when I was about 16, yeah, I was. Now, to be fair, the thing I was making fun of was a picture of an old lady whose labial flaps were hanging down like hella bad. And somebody said that it looked like grandma's roast beef curtains, and I just lost it. It was. It wasn't good, but I was like 15, 16, and dumb as shit. So, you know. Oh, this was a very bad thing to pause it on. Oh my god, I just realized Natalie, especially right now, like the natural side of Natalie's face looks so much like somebody I went to high school with. She was cool as fuck. It's actually somebody I took to prom because, I didn't want to go and I was forced to go. And so I just took a friend. I was like, fuck it. I mean, almost everybody in my school had another partner or something, and I was dating somebody surprisingly at my church. But they didn't want outside guests, so. Yeah. This. This is absolutely crucial right here, okay? Because remember, hormone therapy. True, Natalie. Oh god, Contra. Alright, so get ready. Okay, so she has a thing with Jordan Peterson. and it's absolutely hilarious. But this is a video that people should definitely watch and share. God damn it, Natalie. Because it's like a clit, essentially. So. Damn. That is true, actually. Which, I mean, the Proud Boys initiation, they're like, we're not gay. We're not. Well, they say we are gay. Which, but they deny it if you ask them if you ask them directly. They're like, no, we're not gay. And it's like, but you guys fuck each other for like initiation ceremony. And they're like, no, we're not gay. So, in theory, the Proud Boys should be totally on board with trans women. And from some of the ones I've heard debate other people, apparently quite a few of them actually are on board with trans women. True. Yes, this is true. But you know what? Fuck societal expectations, eat my ass. Which is kind of the thing Natalie's generally encouraging here. Trying to change societal expectations. Because they're stupid and exclusionary. God damn. Really. Okay. Um, Something I want to kind of touch on since we're doing this. Some of Natalie's rhetoric here has gotten her canceled, which I think is incredibly stupid because this video isn't for lefties, you stupid pieces of shit. You have to tailor your rhetoric to the audience that you're trying to reach with certain things. And this is obviously titled for 4chan and fucking far right Reddit dipshits who had this question. Now, I know I'm like 3 years late to this, but Jesus Christ, this is just a thing that I continue to see, and people canceling people over using certain forms of rhetoric with certain audiences. And then they go, read theory, you need to read theory. Now, that's a small portion that do both. Actually, no, the tankies try and do that. But god damn it, Lenin even said to meet people at their levels of radicalization, and then the fucking ultra libs, because no, we're gonna reclaim the shitlib title, okay? The anarchists, that's what we're doing, okay? We're reclaiming the shitlib. Fuck them. I'm further left than the MLs, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're dumb as hell. The Jimmy Dore fans, extra dumb. What was I don't know. I saw something about socialist MMA saying some stupid shit earlier, using Michael Brooks' name when he's not. No. That's the ultimate way to eat. Okay, so that argument leads one of two ways. Okay, I'm just gonna break this down. That argument, that argument breaks down one of two ways. Okay, so somebody will either take that logic and try and point you to why you shouldn't masturbate, or you can take that logic and point it to why having sex with trans women that haven't had bottom surgery isn't gay. Like, do you jerk off? Do you consider that gay? You're touching a dick. Doesn't matter that it's yours, it's a dick. Do you touch your balls? Come on. Not gay. Oh my fucking god. Yeah. Yeah. True. Boom. That's it. That's all you need. That's it. Mhm. True. True. Now I know some people would call this a bad take here with the well because of the gendered language, but god damn it, she has a point. All right, because she's with the context of what she's of who she's reaching out to, which is who I'm trying to kind of reach to. Although it's like more Destiny's audience over here. His audience is the ones that are the ones who need to be reached. And Contra, now he has poisoned the well with Contra because he has criticized her over some other stupid shit. I'm pretty sure, but honestly, it was Abigail Thorne who Destiny had the big problem with, I believe. Wrecked. So that's essentially all we needed to go over. I didn't want to go over the whole thing. So that because of this, yeah. I was post-op skirting the line. She literally has a vagina. I know the argument there. You all just heard it. Yeah, true. Yeah, they want this one to. Yeah, okay. That's good. It needs to be finished out with a conviction. Not me. You know whose art I'm not using unaccredited? Well, technically it doesn't say anything about credits, but I drew all of them. These are all my drawings. I've gotten a lot better using my hands for this. This one I threw together in like, okay, just to put it in perspective, this was like 10 minutes. And I think this one was like 6. This one took the longest though. That one took a while. Alright. So, I had to go over that Destiny talking about how not exposing which genitals you have to your sexual partner before you meet is tantamount to rape is one of the dumbest fucking takes I've ever heard in my entire life. And then backpedaling and weaseling to you should probably disclose your genital preference. Because that's where it got to. Let's not forget. Okay, well, right here. Yeah, if you mislead someone relating to sexual organs and they discover it as you're engaging in sexual activities, that's tantamount to rape. Backs up to you probably shouldn't surprise people with a set of genitals they didn't expect. Now, I'm going to explain the difference between the two arguments, for one, and for two, why the first one is for sure transphobic. Okay, so the difference here should be pretty clear. One argument is saying that if you don't tell the person before you engage in sexual activities, you are essentially raping them. Now, how is that transphobic? Well, let's take a thinker about this. There's already a problem with the trans panic defense, as we just saw in the Natalie video. People feeling tricked or trapped into it. So that's already one thing that they could use to justify assaulting you. And then if people start culturally thinking about that as rape, then even if they don't murder you, you could be arrested as a trans person, which not cool. That's discriminatory. Which means that perpetuation of that particular argument and that thought process is transphobic because it leads to further harm of trans people. Backing all the way up to you probably shouldn't surprise people with a set of genitals they didn't expect. That, I mean, that would make you kind of a dick. You know, kind of an asshole. It's not a cool move, yo. But it's not rape. So, he backed up a shitload, which, you know, And I actually kind of want to see the comments here. Thank you, Gay Fesh. Gayest Fesh. Follow. No, that's so dumb. Okay. These people are fucking idiots. Jesus Christ. On this particular topic, especially. See, but that's not the fucking argument that was made, you idiots. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what this is about. Oh god, they're dumb. Okay. Now, see, this is the deal that this dipshit is doing here, alright? And I know, now I'm probably gonna get reached out. I'm probably gonna get a reach out after making this from like Mike from PA or some shit. Be like, oh good, you're not socially attached to destiny. But yes, no. This again, the person underneath, but the perfect thing. It might be seen as deceitful. It's a it's kind of a jerk move, you know. It's something that a complete asshole would do. A total fucking dickhead. But it doesn't equal rape, as you fucking claimed right here. So no. And then yeah, talking about this. Yeah, fucking stupid shit. Oh my god. And then he makes some more dumbass analogies up here. And then Big Joel makes a stupid analogy and gets dunked on for it. That one's bad. Now, if you cheat on your partner and contract an STD, then fuck your partner without informing them, does that count as rape? Now, I'll be careful with the wording here. If you don't tell your partner about the STD and have sex with them, if they are willing to have sex with you, it's technically not rape. It is a crime to pass an STD onto somebody without informing them of it, as long as you are aware of it, but it's not rape. It's not. So, that's a bad argument, and this is a bad analogy from Joel. That's what we're going over. That's what we went over. Yep. That Destiny's just wrong about this argument. And yeah. He's dying on that hill. It's fine. He's dying on that hill. Great. Whatever. Replaybacks. Replaybacks. Oh. How's everybody doing? That was months ago. Okay. Uh, what? What is this? We can laugh at some Karens here in a minute. Okay, where's the rant? Not. No. Only because of fucking reactionaries. God damn it. Okay. Because Tucker has broken brain syndrome. What the fuck is getting eliminated overnight? What the fuck are you talking about, Tucker Carlson? You already. Gee, oh god, and this is the guy who was talking about fucking Great Replacement shit on Fox with his other host, like on Fox, not on OAN, not on some fucking side network or whatever, where he went to go and be able to espouse this shit, thinking nobody would find it. No, on Fox is talking about fucking bringing in people bussing in minority groups to replace the current demographic. He just couched it in voting rights issues and tried to use that and address the fact that there are people who will freak out about, oh, Great Replacement, but like he kind of doubles down on it. So the issue here is he espouses white nationalist rhetoric openly on Fox News now. Yeah. Actually, I definitely want to see the actual closing arguments. I don't know how that'll. Is there any more Tucker? Tucker Carlson. Yes, you fucking can. This was what we've always done, you stupid piece of shit. Oh my god. You know what was literally eliminated like overnight in a legal sense? Slavery. Like it was just signed, done. Like fuck off. This is true. This is exactly what Tucker says. Okay. We're good with you, David. Thank you. Thank you for the clip. So essentially, Tucker is saying, hey, you can't introduce a whole bunch of changes all at once. You only have to do slow, really slow, incremental changes, even though that's all we've ever fucking done in this goddamn country is really slow, incremental changes. And so this radical change that's being introduced right now, it's gonna drive everybody bonkers. We're just... If they keep doing this, we're going to have to vote for the next Hitler. The left has gone too far! The left! They made us do it! That's what this is coming to. This is essentially the argument that he made. Okay. Yeah, it was a complete act of malice. Derek Chauvin just wanted to murder a black person. Like, the more evidence that's come out, the more clear it is. He just wanted to murder black people. That's what it was, okay? Fairly clearly. Okay. No. No, 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 no. It was. Look, he doesn't show any remorse in those eyes. He feels nothing over this. My internet doesn't like that. My internet has freaked the fuck out. I broke it. Okay. Well, we heard the closing statements. We can hope. All we can do is hope at this point. Biased jury. Biased jury. See, I don't care if somebody is a billionaire that does good, but I mean, I do kind of care because I don't think billionaires should exist. But in the current state, if there's a billionaire who's just doing good, like they've got all this money from, some sort of investments or whatever, as well as working themselves, it's not necessarily the worst. If somebody just becomes like literally, somebody gets like $1.5 billion and they manage to maintain that number pretty much at all times, no matter what they seem to spend on charity and shit. And somebody just maintains $1.5 billion and they're just trying to help the world. And they just keep pumping money out, but they keep getting money back from their investments and stuff, and they just keep pumping money out. Doing good work. Would people really be mad at that if the person was just literally taking extra money that they didn't need to survive and pouring it into research for ways to like clean carbon out of the air and like help us get back to a balance to where we should be? Get to the point where we were like, 32 foot tall, fucking crazy, super strong, awesome, whatever. Nah, that wouldn't happen. If the oxygen raised too much, we would die. Bugs would get big though. Bugs would get huge. public. Wait, was that what it was? Description? Oh, of course. Of course. Read the story here. Fuck this. I am not a subscriber, but I would like to read this article. Thank you. How Bill Gates impeded global access to COVID vaccines. Through his hollowed foundation, the world's de facto public health star has been a stalwart defender of monopoly medicine. On February 11, 2020, public health and infectious disease experts gathered by the hundreds at the World Health Organization's Geneva mothership. The official pronouncement of a pandemic was still a month out, but the agency's international brain trust knew enough to be worried. Burdened by a sense of borrowed time, they spent 2 days furiously sketching an R&D blueprint in preparation for a world upended by the virus then known as 2019 nCoV. The resulting document summarized the state of coronavirus research and proposed ways to accelerate the development of diagnostics, treatments, and vaccines. The underlying premise was that the world would unite against the virus. The global research community would maintain broad and open channels of communication, since collaboration and information sharing minimize duplication and accelerate discovery. The group also drew up plans for global comparative trials overseen by the World Health Organization to assess the merits of treatments and vaccines. Ooh, allergy season, y'all. One issue not mentioned in the paper, intellectual property. If the worst came to pass, the experts and researchers assumed cooperation would define the global response, with the WHO playing a central role. That pharmaceutical companies and their allied governments would allow intellectual property concerns to slow things down from research and development to manufacturing scale up does not seem to have occurred to them. They were wrong, but they weren't alone. Battle-scarred veterans of the medicines access and open science movements hoped the immensity of the pandemic would override the global drug system based on proprietary science and market monopolies. By March, strange but welcome melodies could be heard from unexpected quarters. Anxious governments spoke of shared interests in global public goods. Drug companies pledged pre-competitive and no-profit approaches to development and pricing. The early days featured tantalizing glimpses of an open science, cooperative pandemic response. In January and February 2020, a consortium led by the National Institutes of Health and the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases collaborated to produce atomic-level maps of the key viral proteins in record time. Work that would normally have taken months or possibly even years has been completed in weeks, noted the editors of Nature. Yeah, because there's global cooperation in the shit. See, when the world works together, we can get a lot of shit done. What do you know? When the Financial Times editorialized on March 27th that the world has an overwhelming interest in ensuring COVID-19 drugs and vaccines will be universally and cheaply available, the paper expressed what it felt like a hardening of conventional wisdom. The sense of possibility emboldened forces working to extend the cooperative model. Grounding their efforts was a plan started in early March to create a voluntary intellectual property pool inside the World Health Organization. Instead of putting up proprietary walls around research and organizing it as a race, public and private actors would collect research and associated intellectual property in a global knowledge fund for the duration of the pandemic. The idea became real in late May with the launch of the WHO COVID-19 Technology Access Pool, or CTAP. WHO CTAP. By then, however, the optimism and sense of possibility that defined the early days were long gone. Advocates for pooling and open science, who seemed ascendant and even unstoppable that winter, confronted the possibility they'd been outmatched and outmaneuvered by the most powerful man in global public health. In April, Bill Gates launched a bold bid to manage the world's scientific response to the pandemic. Gates' COVID-19 Act Accelerator expressed a status quo vision for organizing the research, development, manufacture, and distribution of treatments and vaccines. Like other Gates-funded institutions in the public health arena, the Accelerator was a public-private partnership based on charity and industry enticements. Crucially, and in contrast to the CTAP, the Accelerator enshrined Gates' long-standing commitment to respecting exclusive intellectual property claims. Its implicit arguments that intellectual property rights won't present problems for meeting global demand or ensuring equitable access, and that they must be protected even during a pandemic, carried the enormous weight of Gates's reputation as a wise, beneficent, and prophetic leader. Yeah, fuck Gates. How he's developed and wielded this influence over 2 decades is one of the most consequential and underappreciated shapers of the failed global response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Entering year 2, this response has been defined by a zero-sum vaccination battle that has left much of the world on the losing side. Gates' marquee COVID-19 initiative started relatively small. 2 days before the WHO declared a pandemic on March 11, 2020, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation announced something called the Therapeutics Accelerator, a joint initiative with MasterCard and the charity group the Wellcome Trust, oh God, to identify and develop potential treatments for the novel coronavirus. Doubling as a social branding exercise for a giant of global finance, the Accelerator reflected Gates's familiar formula of corporate philanthropy, which he has applied to everything from malaria to malnutrition. In retrospect, it was a strong indicator that Gates's dedication to monopoly medicine would survive the pandemic, even before he and his foundation's officers began to say so publicly. This was confirmed when a bigger version of the Accelerator was unveiled the following month at the World Health Organization. The Access to COVID-19 Tools Accelerator, or ACT Accelerator, was Gates' bid to organize the development and distribution of everything from the therapeutics to testing. The biggest and most consequential arm, COVAX, proposed this to subsidize vaccine deals with poor countries through donations by and sales to richer ones. The goal was always limited. It aimed to provide vaccines for up to 20% of the population in low to middle income countries. After that, governments would largely have to compete on the global market like everyone else. It was a partial demand-side solution to what the movement coalescing around a call for a people's vaccine warned would be a dual crisis of supply and access, with intellectual property at the center of both, because intellectual property can sometimes be a huge detriment. Gates not only dismissed these warnings, but actively sought to undermine all challenges to his authority and the Accelerator's intellectual property-based charity agenda. Early on, there was space for Gates to have a major impact in favor of open models, says Manuel Martin, I'm assuming, a policy advisor at the Médecins Sans Frontières Access campaign. But senior people in the Gates organization very clearly sent out the message. Pooling was unnecessary and counterproductive. They dampened early enthusiasm by saying that intellectual property is not an access barrier in vaccines. That's just demonstratively false. Yeah. Few have observed Bill Gates' devotion to monopoly medicine more closely than James Love, founder and director of Knowledge Ecology International, a Washington, D.C. based group that studies the broad nexus of federal policy. So it's based in Washington, D.C., but that doesn't mean it's paid by Washington, D.C. We'll have to see what's going on with it. And the New Republic is citing it. True. Oh my god, I would love to talk to somebody from here. Okay. I might have to reach out to them. Okay. The studies about nexus of pharmaceutical and intellectual property. Love entered the world of global public health policy around the same time Gates did, and for 2 decades he has watched him scale its heights while reinforcing the system responsible for the very problems he claims to be trying to solve. The through line for Gates has been his unwavering commitment to drug companies' rights to exclusive control over medical science and the markets for its products. Things could have gone either way, says Love, but Gates wanted exclusive rights maintained. He acted fast to stop the push for sharing the knowledge needed to make the products, the know-how, the data, the cell lines, the tech transfer, the transparency that is critically important in a dozen of ways. The pooling approach represented by CTAP included all of that. Instead of backing those early discussions, he raced ahead and signaled support for business as usual on intellectual property by announcing that the Act Accelerator in March. 1 year later, the ACT Accelerator has failed to meet its goal of providing discounted vaccines to the priority fifth of low-income populations. The drug companies and rich nations that had so much praise for the initiative a year ago have retreated into bilateral deals that leave little for anybody else. The low and middle income countries are pretty much on their own, and there's just not much out there, said Peter Hotez, dean of the National School of Tropical Medicine in Houston. Despite their best efforts, the Gates model and its institutions are still industry dependent. Okay, so one of the things that we need to do is completely abolish intellectual property for health science. Like this? Yeah, no. Fuck it. You cannot claim shit like that as like a major company. If an individual develops something new, they should be recognized for it. They should probably get paid heavily for it. But that's an individual. One person should be paid well for it in the current system, like the way our current economic system with money and shit. Because they're doing something for the good of people. Like, they should be getting the rewards and shit for it, like they used to. People used to just develop shit because, I mean, the people who actually do the development do it because they like the work and because they want to help people. And then somebody else just swoops in and goes, hey, let me take this intellectual property and I'm going to capitalize on it and make a little money. Me. And then I own the intellectual property because I bought it from some college students who had developed the entire vaccine or the fucking bacteria or whatever that I'm going to use. Some college student developed it because they wanted to help humanity, and I took it and told them, yes, let me buy this property from you, and I will give you like $7,000 for it, because that's about what it'll get me back. But I might be able to work with it. I'd have to sink billions into making it worth something. And then I just capitalize on it when they could have, handed it to a government to do. Like, fuck. Been like, hey, look, I developed this thing. If I can get more money, we can just keep making these, because they're going to be really useful in this way. As of writing this in early April, fewer than 600 million vaccine doses have been administered around the world, 3/4 of those in just 10 most high-income countries. Close to 130 countries containing 2.5 billion people have yet to administer a single dose. Oh, fuck. The timeline for supplying poor and middle-income countries with enough vaccines to achieve herd immunity, meanwhile, has been pushed to 2024. Holy God, no. These numbers represent more than the catastrophic moral Okay. Get ready for it. This is the take. This right here. Okay? I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know why my mic muted. That was weird. Okay. That was the tweet, though. Right there. Okay. Hmm. Stay back. Oh, there's still people here. Hello. That's it. These numbers represent more than the catastrophic moral failure the Director General of the WHO warned about this January. It is a stark reminder that any policy that obstructs or inhibits vaccine production risks being self-defeating for the... Oh, come on. There's a way better take on that. Come on. It's literally proof right here that capitalism will doom and perpetuate fucking horrible shit upon minority countries just for economic gain, to keep scarcity, because they were gonna do a collective pool. It was gonna be a commie vax. Let's face it, okay? Because it was gonna be decommodified, and it was gonna be distributed to everybody, and it was gonna be created by the people, the proletariat, and just distributed to everybody. It was a commie vax, and Bill Gates stood in the way of it because he's a capitalist fuckhead. God damn it. We could have had it. That could have been the impetus. That could have been the thing. The full proof. Like, look, the WHO, the entire world came together and pulled their resources together to be able to develop a vaccine so that you people, everybody on this fucking planet, all of you, you can be safe from this. This is what cooperation can get us. Do you see how quickly it was done? Do you see how efficient it is? Do you see how well it worked? It was perfect. It was good. I don't know how effective it really would have been, but it could have been absolutely the perfect move. Absolutely perfect. But God, this is so fucking long. Do we get it? Like, this is a super long fucking article. Force the market failure together with CTA's failure to launch led developing countries to open a new front against intellectual property barriers in the World Trade Organization. Since October, the World Trade Organization aspects on intellectual property rights council has been centering in a dramatic north-south standoff over rights to control vaccine knowledge, technology, and markets. More than 100 low and middle-income countries support a call by India and South Africa to waive certain provisions related to COVID-19 intellectual property for the duration of the pandemic. Although Gates and his organization do not have an official position on the debate rolling in the World Trade Organization, Gates and his deputies have left little doubt about their opposition to the waiver proposal. Just as he did following the rollout of the WHO's CTAB, Gates has chosen to stand with the drug companies and their government patrons. Of course he has. He's a fucking capitalist, and government patrons and drug companies, yeah, they're gonna help you out, and drug companies will pay him a lot for his services in this, because they're just gonna rake in so much fucking money because they're creating scarcity. And if you've read Econ 101, the world is full of scarcity, and economics is the distribution of it, and capitalism is literally the as close to monopolization as you can possibly get. Owning means of production, resources, shit, owning things, having essentially monopoly on as much as you possibly can to control the scarcity. Because if you own the stuff, then you can distribute it out for consumption, for money. And the person with the most money wins capitalism and kills everybody else. And then they die because they don't know how to produce anything, and then all they have to eat is their money. So they die. Capitalism is a doomed fucking economic system. It is only meant as a transitional period because it did improve material conditions vastly. Like, it did. Read Marx. He praises it for that, and then he criticizes the fuck out of it. And so, what is the takeaway from this? The takeaway is that we need to move in a better direction, which that direction seems to be towards socialism, with an end goal of anarcho-syndicalism, or anarcho-communism, I can fluctuate between the two. I'm not entirely opposed. Anarcho-syndicalism, anarcho-communism, it depends. I think anarcho-syndicalism would be a transition towards fully, a full communist society. Although mutual aid and shit, there's a lot of theory on that. It's fucking crazy, alright? It's rough. You have to, read a whole bunch of this shit and then try and figure out what you think will work best. And then if you differ from one group or another, they'll call you a shit lib or a rad lib or something stupid. A neo-lib, that's the funniest one. Some variant of lib, but, liberal was the ideology, the original, liberalism came out of the ideas of the Enlightenment, and Marx really liked the Enlightenment, and a lot of the leftist thinkers, including the anarchist thinkers, really liked a lot of the ideas of the Enlightenment with equality and fraternity and shit like that, Like, you're getting along, you're sharing, mutual aid came off of that concept. So, libertarian, which is a thing that was created initially for anarchists. That's a thing. Libertarian socialist was like an anarchist pseudonym, essentially, like another label. And so, because it came off of liberalism, so when people call me a shit lib, I just kind of laugh now. I'm so done with these fucking morons who want to call people shit libs. I bet most of them probably just picked it up from Jimmy Dore. Because they're obsessed. That's why they're always in my fucking comments and shit. Oh, this is shit lib. You shit lib. Yeah, whatever. Fine. I updated my video. Right here. What do I believe? A little rambly. I might refine it a bit. It's a bit memey though. Also the meme, the Jeffrey. He's becoming a Jeffrey. Apparently in Australia, when somebody is just absolutely stupid, they do the dumbest shit, they say the dumbest shit, people call him a Jeffrey. Not that they have any anything technically wrong with them, quote unquote, any neurodivergence or anything like that. So it's not supposed to be super derogatory, but it's for somebody who's supposed to be, quote unquote neurotypical or whatever. Just like Destiny with that's why I'm using it here. Destiny is wrong on this. He's becoming a Jeffrey because these fucking oh yeah, women be careful, seriously. But Destiny with his stupid takes on the thing, yeah. He does streams, people like him, people think he's smart. That he's doing a Jeffrey. He's becoming a Jeffrey. Okay? That's the thing. You know what? Thank you, because you pointed me to the article, and I actually do like your stuff, and I will probably watch this later to see your take on it. I'll see if you criticize capitalism on it. You probably will, because Humanist Report's pretty solid. Mike is pretty solid, dude. Let me just quick read this. All right. Enjoy. Enjoy this. Okay.
kid's too smart to ever learn. Too on fire to feel the burn of desires all around him. It's not enough, it's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough, it's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough, it's not enough to fool yourself anymore. What's the difference between the life we choose and the life we dream? Lovers who have to let it freeze. Life's too short to know its needs. Learn the symbols. Don't just do what's simple. It's not enough, it's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough, it's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough, it's not enough to fool yourself anymore. It's not enough, it's not enough to fool yourself anymore.
Alright. So, this is fucking jam-packed full of a lot of different information that I haven't fully absorbed yet, but the fundamentals that are here to take away is that Bill Gates, ever since he started becoming like the CEO, like he stole the IP, essentially. He stole a lot of shit, developed Microsoft, and got it patented. He's been really fucking defensive of intellectual property rights. I mean, for a logical reason, not for a good reason. But so he's been getting involved in all sorts of things that would be like collective poolings. He did it for the HIV thing. He did it with like trying to treat malaria in Africa and shit like that. So he's had a long time in doing things like this, trying to stop global pools. Is the key takeaway. Like global cooperation on a pandemic, he doesn't like. So what we need to do is say fuck what you want. Wait, was that Adrian Zen? No, Andrew Sullivan. Okay, I was about to say, did I see Adrian Zen's? Okay, now what was the... Oh, where's the first one? Allowing poor nations to free ride on Western science and build parallel drug economies would eventually cause problems closer to home, where the drug industry spent billions on a propaganda operation to control the narrative and drug prices to keep the lid on public discontent. Yeah, the company suing Mandela had devised TRIPS as a long-term strategic response to the South-based generics industry that arose in the 1960s. They had come too far to be set back by the needs of a pandemic in sub-Saharan Africa. U.S. and industry officials paired old standby arguments about patents driving innovation with claims that Africans posed a public health menace because they couldn't keep time. Jesus Christ! Since they could not be relied on to take their medicines on a schedule, giving Africans access to the drug would allow for the emergence of a drug-resistant HIV variant, according to industry. And it's, oh my god. See, yeah, that one didn't soak in fully. Like, it hit, and I guess I was just blinded by the fucking audacity of that kind of shit that I couldn't. I just couldn't. Yeah, okay. So, he's been doing a lot of bad shit. God damn it. Alright, well, reviewing some Richard Wolff stuff. Alright, let's check in. Let's see what dumbass is doing here. I love Amy Goodman. She's a great lady. Okay, well, he's just going over some Richard bullshit. He's probably gonna call him a dumb fuck a lot. But that's what Destiny does, okay? He'll go, this guy has PhDs and is very well educated. So, what's the topic he's talking about? He actually does something similar to the Mike from PA. Wikipedia. Skim the article real quick. Ha! He doesn't know anything. This guy's a fucking idiot. And from then on, he will go about dismissing comments. 4 fucking minutes. Yeah, I'm not going with that angriest comment thread. Nah, I don't care. Super old, and I don't care. That was a while ago. Okay. Help the bats. True. Help bats. Wait, what? I mean, in a sense, I can kind of understand this. All right, think about this. You're you were appointed by a president. You had to go before the Senate to be confirmed for your position in cases like this. So the Senate has to confirm you as a judge. You are a member of the judiciary. There's three branches to the United States government: executive, legislature, judiciary. All right? There's three. Not two, not one, three. When Congress people do comment on things like this, I mean, there's so many people who have done it. It probably doesn't cause that much harm because the jury is instructed not to watch the news, but it does make the job of people a little bit harder, especially when they write op-eds about it and like articles can be submitted. So there's a lot that goes on there. And it's probably a frustration when you are somebody who is a member of a co-equal branch of government and other people are telling you how to do your job from a different branch of the government. The people who draft the laws, not the people who have to actually like do the judgment thing. So I can see his frustration. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, well, I mean, you should probably just admit the shit and don't try and hide it at this point. Like, it's fucked up The FBI can get so much information about you. Everything. Everything you've ever done. Everything you've ever thought, essentially. Like, it's really fucked up. So if they come to you and they're like, hey, they probably don't have to do a whole lot of investigation. I mean, if everybody shuts the fuck up, then yeah. If nobody speaks, but they can still do some crazy shit, surprisingly, and gather evidence and build cases against you. And if that doesn't work, CIA. You know what they do? It is true they have to kind of track you to find out if you're actually doing trafficking and shit. It's a process. It's really fucking difficult. All right. Yeah. True. That'd be good. All right. Now what is this? Okay. Okay. It's only 8 minutes. Okay. Okay. If she wants it and Biden does oppose it, then there's a lot of people who kind of are on the fence about this. So it's not the most popular thing in the entire country. I mean, how did I? I don't understand. Hotkey. What? Oh, wait. Weird. There is no mute, so I don't know. That was weird. Was there actually somebody in the concurrent viewers? Hey, there is. So let's see what's going on here. Let's check Fox News poll, The Hill, Newsweek, sure, YouGov, boom. Go away. Go fuck yourself. I don't want to listen to your bullshit. Get your drivel out of here. 58% of likely voters questioned in the New York Times Siena College national poll conducted October. The general election partisan favors Democrats should not expand the Supreme Court beyond its grounds. 31 supporting and 11% undecided. Wide division with Democrats backing court expansion by a 57 to 28 margin. Republicans overwhelmingly oppose 89 to 6. And independents also against 65 to 25. Okay, so let's see what the Hill. No. No. Okay, so we've got the actual. Okay, so 52% support and oppose according to this poll. So. Alright, so. Wait. Don't care. Go away. Blank workbook. So here we have. Wait. No. This one. Can I? Yeah, no, I'll leave it there. And then we've got. Fuck this. Don't save. Okay, so we've got 52% and 48%. Oh, not supposed to be there. 48%. Box one over here is, what's the overall? Do you have a graph? No. Okay, you're gone for now. Alright. So you have 54 and 32. This one apparently says 58:31, according to the polls there. Now these are older polls, but we're gonna get the kicker coming soon. So we've got 32 and 50, 57, 58. Yeah, sure, whatever. Pretty close. Washington Examiner. No, go away. 47:34. Alright. I can't see shit right now. Not in my room. And then we've got, I need the 538. Because this is an aggregate. This January 21st. Okay, so let me see. Okay. For some reason, the place that does aggregate polling on what is this? God damn it. Fill the court vacancy. Oh, okay, this is old. 2020 election. Yeah. They actually don't have a whole lot of polling that they've put out. Now, we're just going to work with the numbers we see in these articles. Even the Fox one. Just to be sure. So. What do we have here? We have support, opposition, 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 opposition. So if you take the aggregate of these 5 polls here, you get a pretty hefty, I mean, this is the perfect range right here. This range is exactly the range that I figured it would be. Unpacking the court. It's not a popular thing. Do I support it? Yes. Do I support doing it in it, or, expanding the court? It's not really a popular thing. So, that's the thing. Alright, I think it's 7 o'clock. Alright, I'm gonna call it for the night, everybody. I've been going a little while. I appreciate you tuning in. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and take care of yourselves, alright? Please. Thank you.